Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Daily with Doc. My name is Becca Dukes, and as the hostess of this show, and also the director of students for student services for the Institute of Holistic Health. I don't know how many hundred times I've said that, but it doesn't matter, because our program is meant to help you get information. And today is coming from the man himself, who has done almost 30,000 autopsies, whether he did the autopsies himself or did reviews of them. And most of them, they were autopsies himself on over 452 different species. And that includes us, humans. Yes. So I can't think of a better person that has taken the information that he gained through a Bachelor of Science in Plant and Soil Sciences, through his doctorate of veterinary medicine, through 3 postdoctorates in pathology, teaching nutrition, and then becoming a naturopathic physician. Now, that's just the titles, folks. That doesn't count all of the discoveries that he has made that we're going to be talking a little bit about today. That does not count the amazing opportunity that he has created for you and I to obtain better health, for you and I to be able to share it with others, and not just share it. He also created the tools to help arm us with information that also brings with it a thank you check. So, folks, if you were invited by somebody specific, we want to make sure that you give back with them. They are one of the individuals that has probably joined this crusade to help save humanity around the world. And not just humanity, but our pets as well, which Dr. Wallach, as I mentioned, doctor of veterinary medicine, and he has attended to big and small animals. So, folks, this program is being sponsored by Daily with Doc. On Daily with Doc, which is a website, dailywithdoc.com, you're going to find our past episodes. You're going to find a way to sign up for our email list so that you can get a notice of when we're going live, what we're talking about, and also a notice that shares what we have previously spoken about. It will include some links to some products that were spoken about on the program in most cases. But if you were invited again by somebody specific, they're going to be your person to get back with, because they cared enough about you to share this program with you. On that, you're also going to find the good foods, bad foods list, which I know Dr. Wallach is going to be speaking of today, because it is so important. People say, well, why does he say the same thing over and over again? And he says it so fast. Well, it's because of that importance. And that's why we have it on the website, so that if you can't hear and write as fast as he speaks, we've got it right there for you. So we got your backs. Now, in today's program, it is my honor and privilege to have with us here on Daily with Doc, the man who put the information out there so that I could find it and reclaim my life. Not just reclaim my life, but be able to create a better life for my whole entire family. Dr. Joel Wallach, and before you say anything, Doc, I do have to say that this program is meant for educational purposes only. It is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, nor are the products meant to treat, diagnose, or cure any disease. But folks, when you give the body what it needs, the body itself can do some amazing things. Now, any type of testimonial in regards to income is that of the individual, and it may or may not be average or normal, but it is based on your efforts. So, Doc, when we're talking efforts, I can't think of a better person who has had the fortitude, who has stood thus. I mean, you're not very tall, but you've stood very high and stood your ground on many, many things that has allowed us to be able to do what we do, Doc. So, folks, without further ado, Dr. Joel Wallach. Dr. Wallach, today we are going to be talking about unwrapping a gift. And that gift is the blueprint to health and wellness in a new year. And yeah, we're only in October, but Doc, I think now's the time. What do you think?
Well, I think you're right. Thank you, Becca. Thank you, team, for the whole team. It's one of those things where you have to prepare. If you want to do something dramatic, if you want to do something good, if you want to do something that lasts forever, you have to prepare. You just can't do something, out of the spur of the moment and make something up. You really, really have to make sure that everything you're talking about is reproducible by the majority of people, okay? And it's one of those things where I grew up on a farm, and I learned what we had to feed the animals. And it always impressed me that we were doing things for animals that we weren't doing for people. We gave them salt blocks that had minerals added. It had 25 minerals in the salt blocks in addition to the sodium chloride. And then we also gave them the alfalfa pellets, okay? Instead of bread, we gave them alfalfa pellets that had all the nutrients added to it. And we didn't have to have the veterinarians coming out every week for high blood pressure and diabetes and arthritis and all kinds of stuff. We were preventing it by giving the animals all this stuff. And that really impressed me as we were going along here. And so I decided that's the way I was going to go. So by the time, and my dad was a champion boxer, and he used to take me to the gym all the time. And he and all those other boxers, they're taking nutritional supplements 5 times a day. They're eating more nutritional supplements than they were food. Okay, so I figured, okay, I better start taking those nutritional supplements. And of course, that's where our background came from, is that family background. And also, I sued the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, federal agency, 8 times in federal court, because I figured out what was causing SID, sudden death syndrome, where the babies were dying at 3 days old, 5 days old, a month old, 3 months old, 5 months old, 6 months old. They're okay. They're just perfectly normal. And the parents would go to them in the morning to get them up, and they're dead. And they were dying of what they called sudden death syndrome, SIDS. And they said, well, it's a genetic thing. There's not much we can do about it. You just keep going and hope it doesn't happen to your next kid. Well, that was pretty lame. Okay. It turns out it was a simple nutritional deficiency, and I sued the FDA 8 times in federal court, and they sued me back because I won every time, and they didn't like that, so they re-sued me. So I'd sue them again. I'd win, and they'd sue me again. Went 8 times before they ran up so many millions of dollars. They were told to stop suing this guy. He's not going to quit until he dies. Okay, so just quit. And so you don't hear about SIDS anymore. It used to be 400 or 500 a month in the United States, kids under the age of 6 months or under a year, they would die of SIDS. They're okay all during the day and all the years before that, and then they'd wake up dead in the morning. Okay. And the doctors would say, well, it's a genetic thing. No, it was a simple nutritional deficiency. And I was fighting the FDA in federal court to be able to put these nutrients into baby formula, because they were just putting milk into a bottle and saying, this is a baby formula. The mother doesn't have to breastfeed the baby, just give the cow's milk to the baby. And that's what was going on. And so it was a nutritional deficiency. And of course, one of the books that came out of all that is The Truth About Nutrition. Okay. It's one of my favorite books because it goes into detail on my background. Okay. The background. You got one? Yeah, there you go.
I got it.
Okay. And then, of course, it tells you my training, all the various things that I discovered, and all the things that postdoctoral fellowships in pathology. We're talking about, they were like $12 million each. And it represented there the Wallach Revolution, all the stuff with those 3 postdoctoral fellowships, thousands and thousands of autopsies. And Dr. Milan and I, we went to China because she's Chinese, so we went there, and she's a medical doctor, and we did 1,700 autopsies on kids under the age of 10, okay? 1,700 autopsies on kids under the age of 10 who died suddenly, and they had cystic fibrosis, okay? They had cystic fibrosis, but they're calling it Keyson's disease, named after a place in China where this disease was very prominent, so they called it Keyson's disease. So when we got all this stuff done in these various projects, we ended Keyson's disease in China. That story is in the top British medical journal. It's also in the top Chinese medical journal. So very, very proud of that. And it's one of those things where this stuff needed to be done and nobody else was doing it. And so the Wallach Revolution kind of goes with the Truth About Nutrition. And you already showed that, the Wallach Revolution. Okay, very proud of that. And it goes into, again, many of these research projects that I did and how we was able to save hundreds of species of animals who were dying like crazy around the world because they weren't getting everything they needed. So we came up with these pellets, alfalfa pellets, that had the nutrition. Now the metabolic syndrome, okay, metabolic syndrome is a disease that goes back 200,000 years. They had it, okay, in the cavemen. They had it during the Bible days 2,000 years ago. And so it's one of those things where they didn't use the name metabolic syndrome, but they gave the picture, okay, abdominal obesity, type 2 diabetes, and also high blood pressure. And then there's 50 other diseases that you can see there in the front cover, okay, that go along with metabolic syndrome, but they don't kill you, just make you miserable. You know, skin problems, arthritis, that sort of stuff. It's all part of the metabolic syndrome. We can get rid of it. I don't care if you've had it. And right now, because of all the work we did, we know for a fact that there's 1/3 of the adult American population has a metabolic syndrome. And of course, the doctors love it because they're getting all these diseases coming into their office and they're making a pretty good living off of it. And then we have dead doctors don't lie. That's true. Okay, there you go. Dead doctors don't lie. And we also have a kind of a companion book, Epigenetics. I'm one of the founding fathers of the science of epigenetics, which has taken the place of genetics. There are no genetically transmitted diseases. There aren't. Yeah, those two books go together. They're in the what should I say? They're in the, they kind of go into the Smithsonian Institute where I did these autopsies. Okay, and
This one is there.
There you go. The Disease of Exotic Animals. It's in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure. And it's sold for $2,500 each, $2,500 each, I think what it was. And we sold thousands of them, okay?
25,000.
25,000.
When it first came out, 25,000.
Oh my gosh, okay, 20, another zero on there, okay. And it's one of those things, yeah, you can go to any museum in America, they'll be watching you because people used to walk out with them. So they have guards when you check out that book to look at it. They are watching you and filming you and making sure you don't walk out with that book. Okay, but everything that was in that book is in the book Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Okay, and of course we have the CDs. We sold this is crazy when you think about it. We sold 60,000 audio tapes before the CDs came out. Dead Doctors Don't Lie. When the CDs came out, we sold 20 million. I did I say 60,000? No, it was 60 million. Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Films. And when the CDs came out, we sold 20 million. Okay, the CDs, and now we have another one. It's a DVD. Okay, it's a DVD called the same thing. Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Dr. Milan's favorite subtitle is "Someone Should Go to Jail," and this is what it looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, and I think it's like $20. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes. But if you buy 10 of them, you get a nice big discount. Buy 10 of them. They make great holiday presents, okay, because the holidays are coming up. And the information in here can add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life. All right. And then we have another one coming out. It's only a half hour long. It's another DVD. Okay. And it's the whole story of the AI. Okay, what is it? AI?
Well, artificial intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you going with that one, Doc?
I'm sorry?
Where are you going with that, with AI, artificial intelligence?
Okay. Well, it's 30 minutes long, I think 28. And basically, we have one of our members of Longevity, Dr. Randy Shannon, who'd been working with Charlie Ward.
Charlie Ward.
Yeah, from England, who is working with these things in kids, and they were just dealing with the issues and treating the issues. Well, I figured out what was causing it, and we were able to reverse the diseases in these kids. And of course, I think this CD is it's at the printers right now. I should be having them come to the office here this next week. And the CD, like I said, is only a half hour long, but it's the same price as my other CDs, which are a half hour long, some of them 45 minutes long. It's, I don't know, $8 to $10, depending on how much they charge us. But if you buy 10 of them, you get a nice discount, and they make great holiday presents, whether it's for your workmates, your family, your neighbors, your teammates, whatever. And so these books can add 25 to 50 healthy years to people's lives. And so that includes the new one coming out. Okay.
So that's, yeah, so it's through social media, Dr. Wallach. That's how we're getting the word out. We're using digital marketing, and that is how Dr. Shannon and Charlie were able to connect because of the digital network that we have, and be able to record that amazing interview. So,
well, she's working hard with Charlie, and he takes care of just about all of Europe. Okay. And so
Charlie's a great guy.
Yeah, we really appreciate him. And then of course we have the demyelinating diseases, which go back to the beginning of time, and Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Huntington's, chorea. Let's see here, neuromyelitis optica, Guillain-Barré syndrome, Charcot-Marie-Tooth, transverse myelitis. It's one of those things where what should I say? Frontotemporal dementia, Bell's palsy, cervical spondylosis. There's like 50 different diseases you get when the myelin, the white matter of your brain, go away. Also, your sex life gets messed up. Little kids, okay, because the mothers weren't getting vitamins and minerals, and they weren't getting all the nutrients they needed. Some babies are born, little girls think they're boys, and little boys think they're girls. And so we came out with a program for that. We have the, let's see here, the Zera test for little boys who think they're girls, you give them those pills in addition to the kids' toddy, which they think is just fruit juice, but it's all the vitamins and minerals they need. And then for the girls, it's the let's see here, Xerafem. Xeratest for the boys and Xerafem for the girls. Okay, and give that in addition to the kids' toddy. And I can't guarantee that all of them will come on straight line and realize that they're girls and the boys realize they're boys. But you're going to get almost a 90% reversal of them thinking incorrectly to thinking correctly. The other ones keep working at it because, you know, you're expecting something to happen in 90 days, give us 90 days. But what if it takes 6 months to correct everything? What if it takes a year?
Doc, if I could say something, you know, when we give our bodies what it's designed to do, it's going to help us optimally function better, no matter what. And having that ability to function, even if it's, you know, feeding our bodies for our physical, that's going to benefit our mental as well. So, Doc, how does this tie into giving the blueprint of health, which you've been talking about, because all the things are nutritional deficiencies. What about that wealth part of it?
Now, say it again. What about the what?
What about the wealth part of it?
Oh, the wealth part of it. Okay, well, the wealth, you know, I have people who don't have a professional training. Okay, they're not nurses, they're not pharmacists, they're not doctors, they're not naturopathic doctors. They have nothing to do with a history of health, but they have access to all this information in the books and the CDs and DVDs and that kind of stuff. And they really, really had somebody in their family who was turned around and they used the information that were in the books and the CDs and DVDs and fixed everything. And they said, okay, I'm going to jump in here and become a member of this and do this. And of course, they make an income. And the person who sponsored them brought them in. You get a rewards check. Every time they get a check, you get a check. Okay. And so if they create an organization, they may not qualify 1 month for one reason or another, but the people they sponsored did, and you're still going to get a check every month from that organization. So we actually have one guy who took some of my books over to Europe, and shipping them to Europe, okay, from here costs $25 a book to ship them to Europe. And so that's why we went to Amazon in Europe, okay? And he went there with an armful of my books and went into the universities and that sort of stuff. He's getting them printed over there and sending the checks over here, okay? And they're using them to train their people in Europe with our research from America. And so
the tools for the toolbox, right?
I'm sorry?
The tools for the toolbox.
Yeah, it's the tools for the toolbox. So this is spreading all over the world. This is spreading all over the world. And when they get a success, they tell everybody else in the hospital there in England and France and Spain and Italy and all the other countries in Europe on the East Coast, the West Coast, Central, and of course in Africa. I spent 2 years there in Africa on the White Rhino Conservation Project. That was my first book, Rhino Express. Okay, the first book I wrote was Rhino Express. Spent 2 years in Africa saving the white rhino. Okay, got him into about a dozen zoos around the world, including about 6 in America. And it's one of those things where it just leaves you in awe that the good Lord has, if you put yourself into a situation where you know you want to do something, the good Lord will give you the path. It will give you the blueprint, show you what to do that needs to get it done. And Rhino Express taught me that. So we're very, very proud. When I started with Marlon Perkins, the old Mutual Omaha Wild Kingdom show on TV, I worked with him for 20 years, Marlon Perkins, and he really guided me all over the world. And it's one of those things where Marlon Perkins, what should I say? He kept encouraging me to do more, do more, do more. And so he helped me set things up around the world. and especially that white rhino conservation project. That was quite the thing, because I was doing autopsies of some of the people in the villages. I was doing autopsies on black rhino, elephants, water buffalo, all their various all the little bucks with horns.
The wildlife,
Antelope.
like the antelope.
Yep. And all those went into my first books and things. And so it's one of those things I really had an enormous background, and that's where about nutrition comes in. That little book, The Truth About Nutrition, that, what should I say? I actually went back and kind of reread it, and I said, oh my gosh, this book will get, even if you're not interested in nutrition, this will get you excited about nutrition, because it can save your life, save the life of your families, increase the quality of your life for you and your families, your neighbors, your workmates. And again, the holidays are coming up. And if you do that with these books and the CDs, and you do that with the DVDs, you do that with all of the products, we got 2,500 products. We deal with over 600 different diseases. And so there's bound to be somebody in your family, your workplace, your neighbors, your church, who need help with some kind of health problems, and we can help them. And so you be the connecting factor there. You'll get the tax breaks, and they will continue to use it. If you sign up properly under the person who helped guide you into that, guess what? You'll get a check every month. Even if some months they don't do something, if they've sponsored somebody else and they keep buying, you'll still get a check from that one underneath them, even if they didn't qualify that month. Okay, so this is, go ahead.
Well, Dr. Wallach, I just, you were given a task.
Yes.
And you kept going with it. You went beyond the animals. You created formulas because you wanted to help the people as well. And Albert shared a little bit, was being from South Africa.
Yep.
Impala, gazelles, kudu, elands, and other. So, and antelope, as what we know here in the States. But you wanted to be able to reach more people. And in reaching more people, creating this crusade, this army of individuals, and then giving thank you checks has allowed us to be able to, well, for me, completely replace an income and support a couple households. But it's really, I think that what I find the most gratitude in, Dr. Wallach, is being able to help others and know that as I'm helping them and they're referring others, we are making a positive impact around the world.
Yeah, and yesterday was an example of that. I guess for the past, I think it's like 6, 7 years, maybe 8 years, been working with George Norrie, okay, from his radio program that goes on late at night around the world. He and I were talking for 2 hours, and we were speaking to 125 million people. We're speaking to 125 million people. And so we get so many, what should I say, requests for books and so many requests for products. So it'll be in the next 10 days, we'll be getting a stream of contacts from last night. I go on there like once every month and a half, 2 months. I've been going on there for 6, 7, 8 years. And it's been a miracle.
Yep, every 6 weeks. So mark your calendar. 6 weeks from yesterday, folks, Dr. Wallach will again be on Coast to Coast with George Norrie. And you can find that program at ksco.com, where they do have a live stream on the day that Dr. Wallach is on. So again, that's ksco.com for a live stream of Dr. Wallach on the George Norrie Show. And I do believe that in the archives, they may have the replay of yesterday's show. Yes. So that's the nice thing about digital.
They can acquire those CDs.
So it's available, Dr. Wallach, just by going to the website, and it's on their digital. Yes. They can play it right there from the website. Do not have to get a CD. because a lot of people
Yeah.
don't have CD players anymore. They use this little device. And I was thinking last night when I needed a flashlight, I had a flashlight. When I needed to zoom in on something to read what it said on the tiny, tiny print, I had that too, all right here. Well, Dr. Wallach, this is my mobile office. And folks, if you even have the slightest clue the power of this and what it can do to help you help others, you want to get back with the person that shared this program with you and say, hey, how can I use my talents, my skills, or my love for people to help them find a better health journey and help me make ends meet? So many people are just a few $100s away from bankruptcy. And longevity, which Dr. Wallach started, he's no longer ownership of, but he started longevity 28 years ago, I think it is, so that he could reach more and more people and allow people to be able to get a thank you check and create that income stream to help them support their families while they're helping others get healthier. So again, get back with the person that shared this program with you. If there's no one to thank, you can give us a call at 855-949-3377. So that's if you want to give the gift to yourself, your family, of good health or wealth. We are here for you. So again, that's 855-949-3377. If you prefer email, you may send us an email, info@dailywithdoc.com, info@dailywithdoc.com. Now, Dr. Wallach, we do have people that have questions. We want to make sure that we get to those first, or not just first, but make sure that we get to them, because that's what this program is all about, is being a resource to help people get information to be able to help themselves, their friends, and family. Now, the first one, Dr. Wallach, is coming from Australia. Okay. And Harry wants to know, he says, what makes horses' hooves split? He has a friend whose horse is having issues. It's 19 hands. It's a big boy. High, and it's an 8-year-old male. So I don't know if it's a gelding or a stud, but Doc, you are the amazing veterinarian. Let's use that hat today for this question.
Okay, what's the horse's problem?
Its hooves are splitting. So it's supposed to be a single hoof and it's splitting.
Oh, okay, his hooves are splitting.
Yes.
Okay, very, very simple. That's a simple nutritional deficiency. Remember, nutrients do not occur equally all over the earth. Nutrients occur in veins. In this place, in your front door, you may have 10 minerals in the soil. Your back door, you may have 3. In your side part of your property, you may have 1. It's kind of like a desert. And same way with the hay you're feeding your horse and the grains you're feeding your horse. Okay. And depending on where you're getting all that stuff from, depends on what nutrients are in there. And so this is where you need to get our Arthrodex, and also you want to get our glucogel. Okay. And you want to make sure you're getting those trace mineral salt blocks that have like 25 different minerals in there for the salt blocks for the horse to lick. But get the glucogel, and if a big horse like that, I'd have him take 3 times a day of the glucogel. And that's what the hooves are made out of, is glucogel.
The 19 hands, that's pretty big, Doc. And I took 5 3 times a day. So it worked for me. And I'm not even partially a portion of that. But it is some amazing stuff. So making sure that he is getting, and as Dr. Wallach mentioned, the products. So the glucogel, it has the gelatin, glucosamine, to help support like hair, skin, and nails type stuff. And then the mineral
hooves in horses and cows and goats and giraffe are the same stuff that your fingernails are made out of. They need certain nutrients. Okay. And back in the old days, people used to make what they would actually boil bone broth at night, boil them in water that had vinegar in it, and they would drink it the next day. That's how they got their minerals out of the bones that they were eating, rib steaks and chicken bones and stuff like that. And then the next day, all those minerals were in the soup. Okay. And they would drink that, and that's how they got their minerals. And then at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, and when Thomas Edison pulled the switch on electricity, that was the end of our getting minerals from wood ashes and coal ashes, because everybody just flocked and ran to electricity. And wood is our source of fuel, tanked very quickly. Okay. And so suddenly now we needed hospitals, we needed health insurance, we needed all the stuff that we never had to have before, because suddenly now people were getting sick and dying because they weren't getting their minerals they were getting from the wood ashes and the coal ashes.
Those simple nutritional deficiencies, Dr.
Yes.
Wallach.
Yes.
And that's why they call you the mineral doctor. So, Dr. Wallach, let's go to the next question or comment or TC. Hello and welcome. Go ahead and unmute yourself. What do you have for us today, my friend?
Hi, Beck. Hi, Doc. Yeah, today I'm calling about my hernia. I've been taking the nutrients that you told me to take. I'm 5'9", 68. Last year I weighed 150 pounds. I went to my doctor this week. He weighed me at 130, and he was concerned about weight loss. So he wanted me to get a blood test and chest X-ray, which I pretty much know is probably going to turn out negative. But I've been taking the supplements for about 3.5 months, the 2 brain and heart packs and daily classic tablets and I-26. And I also take Immortalium. Now, I know I've been off of gluten and pretzels and potato chips and things like that for a while. And I'm wondering if that might be why I'm losing weight. But I'm also wondering if the EFAs might have something to do with that. And maybe I weigh myself today at 127, and maybe I should reduce down to maybe 1 brain and heart pack.
Oh, well, you can try it and see what happens. It's one of those things where it wouldn't hurt for you to get a hair analysis to see if you're absorbing properly. Okay, they'll tell you if your minerals are low. And of course, it's one of those things where if that's your only problem, do you have high blood pressure? Do you have diabetes? Do you have ringing in your ears or balance problems?
Nope. None of that.
None of that. Okay, good. Okay, well, keep taking that Ultimate Daily Classic. Keep taking the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. I wouldn't cut it to 1 yet. I would do the hair analysis first, find out what's going on.
Okay, now I get that. You say get that at a drugstore. What exactly?
No. You don't get a hair analysis at the drugstore. Now, what you want to do, okay, what you do is you get the book Rare Earths Forbidden Cures. There you go, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures. Tells you how to collect the hair, where to ship it, and they'll ship you a file that has all the minerals that you find in your hair and how much of each one is in there. Okay. So when you get that, you can come online with us, and we'll walk you through it and tell you what everything you have or don't have, what that means. Okay.
Okay. I'm also wondering about magnetic therapy, because I was thinking of maybe getting a magnetic bed pad to increase circulation. Would that help?
No, that's what the Ultimate Daily Classics are for.
Okay.
But I mean, if you want to get a bed pad, it's fine, but don't expect much from that.
Okay. Now, as far as taking all the nutrients, I know you say to people to give the 90-day challenge, but with a hernia, I'm sure it takes longer. So do you have like kind of an estimate of how long before I could notice improvements?
Okay. Well, if you have a hernia, if it's an inguinal hernia, it's in your groin.
Inguinal, yes.
Okay. You need to get one of those straps that goes around your waist. And then
I have that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so then you may live another 50 years with that hernia. Okay. And as long as you got that strap on, okay, with that pad holding everything in place, there's not gonna be a problem. Okay. I'm personally not really excited about doing surgery and stuff like that. for things you don't need to have surgery done. If you're not doing heavy work, if you work behind a desk, or the heaviest work you do is a walk, okay, you don't need the surgery. If your job is to lift 50-pound boxes and load trucks and unload trucks with 50-pound boxes, then you need to have surgery.
How long
Well,
do you
Dr.
think-
Wallach, question for you. So with TC's height and his weight, what would you recommend for him to take in order to he's at the point where he does need to maintain or gain a little bit of weight?
Okay, well, he needs rice and with melted butter and rice, brown rice.
How about one of the protein nutritional shakes, Dr. Wallach? It has more nutrition in it than rice.
No, that's true. But yeah, one of our protein shakes, that's fine. Mineral shakes.
So you need to have those amino acids to support muscle, whether it's maintaining muscle or gaining muscle. There's the amino charge, which is an amazing shake that's just
Glucogel.
primarily protein. There's also the Be Full amino charge, which is the meal replacement with that protein to help maintain muscle. Because when we're losing weight, the muscle is not what we want to lose. We just want to lose that fat.
My
So I
doctor
hope
was
that
saying-
helps, TC.
He said that you need protein and carbohydrates and vegetables, but he was also telling me oils like sesame oil and olive oil, which I know you probably are against.
I didn't hear that.
So no, Dr. Wallach is not in favor of sesame seed oil, especially not olive oil
No.
and those types of fats.
Yeah,
As he
no.
mentioned,
No.
butter.
Butter.
But
Butter.
I do use butter. Yeah.
It even
Okay.
tastes better.
Call
All
us
right.
call us in a month.
TC.
Okay, I'll do that. All right.
Okay,
thank you.
bye-bye.
All right. Have a great one. And next, let's go to the caller, area code 781. If you can unmute yourself, I think you might need to do, what is it, *6?
Can you hear me? I'm unmuted.
Yes. We can
Hi,
hear
I'm
you
Joseph.
now.
Thank you.
Hi, Joseph.
I am a visually impaired person, and I'd love to get these. If some of the listeners could help me do the Lord's work, I'd love to, because I'm the one who called you last night, Dr. Wallach, with the prostate. I don't want to have it removed. I just want to get rid of the cancer, and help me get some of these supplements. And I wish your books were all in audio. They're not. Is there anybody that has compassion that would help me? I live
We do
alone,
have
broken home.
Dead Doctors Don't Lie is in audio. Dead Doctors Don't Lie is in audio. Okay. And
But
we
your
have,
other books, your food books, you know what I mean? Cooking, I don't cook.
Oh, no.
I have to eat at soup kitchens.
So whenever you go to the soup kitchen, you want to
They
ask
bring
them
me
if
my-
they have any gluten-free options.
I have. They don't.
Okay.
don't go there.
Well, I have no choice, Dr. Wallach. I have to eat. I don't cook, but I was wondering if I could help me at least get some of these.
No, you can't eat gluten. That's going to kill you.
Nope. But if you can give the person that shared this program with you a call.
Nobody shared it. I heard it on the radio.
Okay. All right. Give us a call at 855-949-3377. We have some amazingly compassionate coaches that answer that phone that should be able to help you.
Yeah, because I would really like to
Okay.
try these supplements. I live on Social Security. I don't have the money, and
But
I'd
they
love to try
also, they also focus on creating budget-friendly protocols.
All right. Okay.
So
Thank you
that's
very much.
855-949-3377.
I do have Tangy. One thing somebody gave me the Tangy tangerine. Is it better in the powder or the capsules?
Either one works.
Well, Doc, you've been telling us the powder is better than the capsules, but if that's what you got, you take it.
You have to
Okay.
to mix. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Mhm.
I'll be on.
You're
my
welcome.
mute.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, keep us informed.
All right, Dr. Wallach, next question. Mona is wanting to know, are there any supplements that are good for migraines? She has been struggling with ongoing migraines with an aura and some dizziness.
Ah,
So, if we've got migraines and aura,
okay.
dizziness,
How much does she weigh?
let's go with 150 pounds.
150 pounds. Okay. Okay. She's getting rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. And then she needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, a full dose of breakfast, full dose of dinner time. She needs the I-26. I want her to have 3 servings a day. Okay. Because she's probably got osteoporosis of the skull, and she's got maybe some, she may have Parkinson's disease. She could have ALS, okay, because it's one of those things where she's describing all those myelin deficiency diseases, okay, dizziness, okay, dizziness, okay, and it's one of those things where migraine and headaches, those are all symptoms of all that stuff going on in the head. And the I-26, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets for circulation into the heart and the brain. And let's go there.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. And back to our last caller's question in regards to audio books. So even if you go to Audible, you will find Dead Doctors Don't Lie, Prepare, Rhino Express, Wallach Street for Kids. There is also the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio that is on there with 2,396 episodes. And Daily with Doc is there as well. So folks, there's a lot of things that we can do that allow us to be able to get information based on what our preferences are, whether our preferences are just preferences or whether those preferences have to do with any type of impairment. So I just wanted to put that out there. Now, Dr. Wallach, let's go to the next question. What would you recommend for a 60-year-old male, 5'9", 140 pounds, possible leukemia? The MRI picked up a mass in his forearm. So we're dealing with something, Dr. Wallach, that has to do with the immune system, aren't we? Something that's attacking the system, and we need to fight. What would you recommend?
Well, leukemia, of course, is a white blood cell cancer. Leukemia, okay? And then a mass in the forearm, is that a blood clot? Is that a connective tissue mass? I mean, is it a cyst? I mean, what are we talking about?
So it is a lump, but I'm not quite sure if it's attached to the bone or a lump on the bone, but it is seen visually from the exterior as well.
Yeah, well, need some help there. Okay, get rid of all the bad stuff. Okay, then 140 pounds, 2 Healthy Brain and Heart packs a month, a full dose of breakfast, full dose of dinner time. The I-26, take 3 of the chewables twice a day, or 3 of the capsules twice a day, or 3 servings of the powder twice a day, whichever form you want. Okay, and that's going to deal with the white matter of the brain and spinal cord and all the big nerves. And the leukemia, okay, you want to make sure the Ultimate Daily Classic, which is a big support for the bone marrow, okay, is a big health support for the bone marrow, Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. I go there, 140 pounds, go ahead and take 2 or 3 times a day, okay? And this mass, I would try to find out what it is, go to a chiropractor or something like that, okay? If it's non-invasive and not going to take x-rays and all this kind of stuff, they may take an x-ray if it's a chiropractor, okay? But see, go to a chiropractor who's not going to throw you into the surgery thing right away and see what's going on there with that mass in the forearm, okay? But the leukemia, you want to give everything you can to support the health and safety of the bone marrow, because that's where the white blood cells are formed, okay, is in the bone marrow.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. So in addition to what I just mentioned, going back to the ways that you can hear about the information for getting Dr. Wallach's message, is we also have Daily with Doc on YouTube, on Facebook, on Rumble, on Instagram, at LinkedIn, anywhere, Spotify, Amazon Music, Amazon TV, Roku TV, Apple TV, Apple Music, anywhere that you are listening, and whether it's for music or knowledge, including Truth Social, X, we are there providing information to you, meeting you where you're at. Now, if you're out on any of those platforms and you have a way to send in a question or comment, you may do so. And I think AJ has somebody sending in a question now, but we just want to make sure that you know that we are everywhere. And it is our job to make sure, as individuals that care for people, to let others know that as well. So AJ, unmute yourself and give me a number if you would first, and then what question do you have today?
What number?
Yeah,
He wants to know what number you want to.
never mind.
Okay. So, Dr.
no.
Wallach, Jamie writes in that his wife is losing the memory very bad. We don't have any information on height or weight, but he's very concerned. This is his third time emailing in about his wife, and he's begging for your help.
Okay. Well, if she's got a memory problem, the odds are she's losing the myelin, the white matter of her brain and spinal cord. Okay. He needs the book, It's All in Your Head. He needs the book, It's All in Your Head. He needs the book, It's All in Your Head. Okay. Then he needs to get for her per 100 pounds of body weight. If she weighs 105 pounds, 95 pounds, 120 pounds, she's one healthy brain and heart pack per month. Take a half a dose of breakfast, half a dose of dinner. If she weighs more than 120, 125 pounds, she weighs 130, 140 or more, she needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month. Take a full dose of breakfast, full dose of dinner time. She needs again to take 2 doses a day at least of the chewables of the I-26. I do that. I take the I-26. I like the French vanilla chewables, but we do have banana coconut, which is our biggest seller. And then she also needs to take the I-26. The I-26, have her take 3 of those twice a day. And that's going to get circulation going up into the brain and into the heart. Okay, even if there's blocked carotid arteries and blocked arteries, the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets will get the nutrients past those blockages. Okay, and then call us every couple of weeks. Let us know if anything's improving or nothing's happening. But I guarantee you something's going to happen for the positive. Something good's going to happen here, because I see on a bad month, I see maybe hundreds a month that have these problems that we are able to resolve with this approach. Okay. And on page 24, talks about a lot of these central nervous system problems that that people have, including memory and Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's disease and multiple sclerosis. Let's see here, amyotrophic stenosis, okay, and so forth. And then on page, let's see here, I'm going to figure out where my little girl's at.
What are you looking through, Doc? Are you looking through the
Oh,
flip
on
chart?
27, page 27. Page 27, it's Melinda, okay, I believe. Madeline O. O is the first initial of her last name. We didn't want to give her full last name out there, because if we did, she'd have 1,000 people in her front lawn. And the right-hand side of that page, she sent us all these letters telling us how she's doing each week and each month. It took 2.5 2.5 months to get rid of her Parkinson's disease, which is a memory, lost all her memory, okay, which she'd been challenged with it for over 10, 11 years, getting worse and worse and worse. And in 2.5 months, she was totally healed. The doctors couldn't believe it. Said, this must be somebody else's lab data. Come back tomorrow, we'll run it again. Ran it again. She's still didn't have
She had,
Parkinson's
she had
disease.
multiple symptoms of Parkinsonism for 11 years. Got in contact with one of our amazing certified holistic health coaches who she had already been going to for different spa type treatments. Got on the program for 2.5 months, had her 12-year annual review, and they found no sign, no symptoms of Parkinson. So I think that's pretty amazing, Dr. Wallach. And I know we have more and more people to help, more and more people that have stories like that. So I want to try to fit 2 more questions in before the end of the show, and we only have 6 minutes. So Rod, what question do you have for Dr. Wallach today?
Good afternoon, Doctor. How you doing?
Hello.
I have a male that's 5'11", 162 pounds, Lyme disease.
Lyme's disease.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did we talk about this earlier, Rebecca?
No, we did not, Doc.
Okay. And so what's the symptoms? What is this person showing as symptoms?
Well, he said his Lyme disease and also had a bad rash all over his body from the Lyme disease. So I don't know what the
Okay.
other symptoms are.
Got a rash. And what's the other symptoms?
He just told me he had Lyme disease and he's 5'11", 162 pounds and 70 plus years old.
70 plus years of age? Okay. Needs to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, butter, iron, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. 160 pounds, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Take a full dose at breakfast, full dose at dinner time. And then the I-26, take 3 of the chewables 3 times a day. Okay. Take the hair, skin, and nails. Take 3 of those 3 times a day. And let's see here. I would also take the ultimate enzymes, take them 10 minutes before each meal. So their enzymes are waiting in the stomach for the food to come. Don't take the enzymes after the meal because then you won't get any benefit from them. Okay. And let's start there.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor.
You bet.
All right. Thank you, Rod, for bringing that question in. And Dr. Wallach, so the question that we did talk about earlier today before the show has to do with a couple individuals. One of them, just out of the blue, faints, passes out, hits the floor. So there's a condition called POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which is a chronic condition. Some of the symptoms: racing heart, heart palpitations, strong heartbeat. Strong heartbeat's a good thing, right? Dizziness, lightheadedness, especially when standing, fainting or almost fainting, extreme fatigue, chronic fatigue, shortness of breath, chest pain, nausea, vomiting, headaches, sweating, shakiness, sleep disturbances, vision changes, reddish purple discoloration of the feet, hands, or a pale face, difficulty exercising, or a worsening of symptoms after increased activity. And also, Dr. Wallach, their recommendations are basically lying down, raising your legs, crossing your legs in front of you while standing, rocking up and down on your toes, clenching your buttocks, tummy muscles, and or fists, or medication, increasing fluids, and adding extra salt to your diet can help with this condition. So there's a lot of things, Dr. Wallach, in there that you have linked to nutritional deficiencies.
Yes.
Is this a nutritional deficiency?
Yes, it's not a genetic thing. It's a nutritional deficiency. And of course, it could be osteoporosis of the skull. squeezing the cranial nerves and the spinal cord. That's what I think it is. It can also be due to eating a lot of gluten, not being able to absorb stuff from your food. And you live in a place where there's not a whole lot of minerals naturally in the food grown there in that area, because plants can't make minerals. Okay. And so this person needs to, let's assume, since do we know it's a guy or a gal or?
Well, actually, I have clients that are male and female that have been told that they have this condition.
Okay. Well, per 100 pounds of body weight, they need one healthy brain and heart pack per month. Get rid of all the bad foods. They need the I-26, 3 servings twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight. The I-26. They need the hair, skin, and nails. Take 3 twice a day. They need the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 twice a day. Okay. And that's going to help with the circulation through the heart and the brain and so forth. And use our rebound as an energy source. Our rebound, we've given that to, actually made for Theo Ratliff, great basketball player, but all athletes use it. Okay, I take 2 of these sticks a day. You have to tear off the end and pour this into a bottle of water. Okay, the 30 come in a box, so I have to go through 2 boxes a month of these. Okay, it has all the known vitamins. It has, I don't know, 95 minerals in there.
But is that a replacement for the 90 essential nutrients?
No, that's an add-on. Okay.
Okay.
It's instead of drinking colas, instead of drinking, that sort of stuff, you drink the rebound.
Well, and Dr. Wallach, I just want to also point out that many people are put on pharmaceuticals and start getting these symptoms. And if you read those side effects, many of those things are side effects of the pharmaceutical. So please, folks, be aware, be informed. Don't take those side effects lightly on that pharmaceutical insert that comes with a pharmaceutical that you have been prescribed by your medical care doctor. Now, Dr. Wallach, osteoporosis of the skull mentions a lot of those conditions that were just read, which basically, folks, you want to get a hold of this book. It's all in your head. And you can get all of Dr. Wallach's books by going to drjwallach.com. That is drjwallach.com, or calling them directly at 800-755-4656. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
Yay. The Memory FX is working, Doc. Or you can call them direct at 619-420-2435. Dr. Wallach, we've got AJ with his hand up. Do you have a question for Doc, AJ?
Doc, people haven't been getting on my jokes this week, so I'm hoping you're gonna get this one. I got a little bone to pick with you. So whenever you're on the radio, everyone calls and they sell out the I-26, but the people they're not getting the fact that they also need the other parts of the 90. Like, I don't know what goes on. What do you think that might be?
Well, it's one of those things where people are looking for the secret sauce. They just want to take the thing. And it's one of those things that's dangerous when you have, okay, you take this for this, this for this, this for this. And they say, well, I just want to do this one. And they'll pick one. It may be a financial issue, or it may just be that they think I'm eating well and I'm getting all of my other stuff. And so I'm just going to do what's causing the banging in my right ear kind of stuff. Okay. And so the arthritis gets worse, and the osteoporosis gets worse, and the high blood pressure gets worse because they're not taking everything. Well, my doctor told me it was genetic. No.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Doc.
You bet. Thank you. We got to take care of as many as we can. And just remember, as hard as we work, even God has people who don't listen to God, and they don't make it. And so don't feel bad. We're doing our best. And if I used to feel terrible, and then I had a pastor tell me, hey, you're doing very well, telling everybody what they need to do. God tells everybody what to do, and everybody doesn't do what they're supposed to do, even if God tells them. And so don't think that it's, you're not communicating. Okay, so people are stubborn. And that's one of the things that goes on with, and this is why some groups of people are healthier and live longer than other groups, because they tend to follow the recommendations and follow the rules and that sort of stuff, and other groups don't. Okay, so thank you.
Dr. Wallach, stubbornness is not always a bad thing, because look how stubborn you are.
Yeah, well, that'll help you survive. That can help you survive. But I apologize, but I got to run here. We're way over time.
Yes, you do. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. We appreciate you greatly. Have a fantastic rest of the day. So Dr. Wallach does have his next presentation coming up that he needs to get ready for. Folks, you have been watching Daily with Doc and Becca, and we couldn't do this program without a team. And that's a little bit about what today's program is all about, in the fact that it's a blueprint for health and wealth. And there's no better time to start than now. We're coming up on a new year. We know we want to get things in place. Instead of trying to figure out what to do January 1st, let's get it set up now. Get back with the person that shared this program with you. If there is no one to thank, give us a call at 855-949-3377. Now, the people that are on the screen with me right now have done that. It's like, I want to be part of the solution. I believe in Dr. Wallach. I believe in his message. I've taken the products and they work. And they have signed up to be able to share and also go through the Certified Holistic Health Coach course, that you can get more information by going to coachwithdoc.com. Get more information about becoming a certified holistic health coach. If you're interested, we even have a 50% off discount, but you have to call the team or get back with the person that shared this program with you to get that discount code. So 855-949-3377 to get that code and save 50% off on becoming a certified holistic health coach. As I mentioned, these people all have talents that they have brought into the team. If you've got a talent that you would like to share to help promote a message, we can find a place for that talent to be used and teach you how to use that talent to its optimal potential. We invite you to join us. So, AJ, you're unmuted. Did you want to say something?
Sorry.
No sorry needed. Because folks, if you're watching us on anywhere other than Facebook, YouTube, and one another, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble, it's because of that guy that was just making noise, as he has helped us get set up on all the different platforms, so that we can reach more people where they're at. So AJ, using his skills, has become our digital marketing director, or director of digital marketing, whichever way you want to do it. So we just want to say thank you, AJ, for helping us and doing that. We have Marilyn, who, if you're here live with us, you want to make sure that you have that chat open, because she's putting dictation, she and Phyllis both going back and forth, doing dictation, putting that into the chat so that people can take a picture of it or a screenshot and then take it to their health coach or the person that shared the program with them, or take it to give us a call and say, hey, Dr. Wallach mentioned these things for conditions that I'm experiencing too. And they can help you get the best price on those things and make sure that it is truly, in fact, a fit for you. So thank you so much, Marilyn and Phyllis. Phyllis is actually, her and her husband are their early efforts, because they have been with Dr. Wallach almost longer than anybody, but their early efforts is what put Dr. Wallach on the radio, that allowed me to be able to find him through a friend. So I just want to do a special thank you, Phyllis, for all that you and Andy have done over the years. Thank you. also have my executive production manager, Ruth Allen, who is helping to get the stream all organized, set up, and pushed out to the different platforms. So thank you, Ruth Ellen. I used to do that myself and do the show, and it was not always fun. So thank you for taking that part of this, as it is super, super important. Albert joining us from Candlelight down in South Africa with a power outage, not letting anything stop him from being able to help and spread the message as he is helping to let people into the Zoom room. So thank you so much, Albert, for all that you do. And we have Sherry, as you can see, she's got multiple different certificates there. She found the value in what Dr. Wallach was talking as being the missing piece to a coaching program that she already had been doing for years. So Sherry is also part of our tech team. And I just want to say thank you, Sherry, for all that you do as well, and getting everything set up so that the streams go smoothly and the information is there. And we have Coach Rod. Coach Rod is out watching the different platforms and also helping to let people in and bringing his talents as well to the team and helping people realize that you can be in great shape and you can look good on the outside, but if you don't got the nutrition going in, like Dr. Wallach says, exercise without supplementation is suicide. And he's here helping to spread that message with his experience in bodybuilding and exercise. So, folks, it's a team as a whole. I mean, I was a statistical analyst, an herbalist, and because of my health problems, it led me into looking into herbalism, which then got me deeper into looking at what I can do to keep myself that operating table, because I was a quality control, part of the quality control team for returns at a major medical device manufacturer. That's what got me looking, and I eventually found it 20 years later. But don't stop looking. Actually, you can stop looking now because you just found it. Nutritional deficiencies are the underlying cause for over 600 different poor health conditions. Experience it for yourself and share with somebody else today. You've been watching Daily with Doc and Becca, sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. Thank you so much for investing this amount of time into you, yourself, your family, your community. And together, as we do that, we can make a difference around the world. Catch us Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time by going to zoom.dailywithdoc.com. zoom.dailywithdoc.com. Until next time, bye for now. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.